Peace and love, everybody. We've uh, we've come to the point where it's it's presentable. All right. Now, I don't want to make this too long because the website is so in depth that it would take, volume one, volume two. Like we'd have to break this up in parts. Okay. But I wanted to give, I guess, just an update, so you guys are familiar with what's going on, or you recognize what we've accomplished here. And I hate regurgitating, what I've said already, but it does take that. I know a lot of the videos and the information in the group gets buried, with comments, and you have to scroll up, and I try my best to keep it as easy as possible, but I know how to navigate Telegram. I know some of you don't. There's videos in the group that show you how to do things inside of it. So I'd really be looking for a lot of the videos that I've posted, not videos from other, content creators. Like if you're interested in what we're doing here, pay attention to the videos that I place, that are from our recordings. That will help you out completely. All right. Most of you that have come into the group, we said this the other day, there are different paths that you can take in this space. All right. A lot of you have come from a space of debt, looking for credit, wanting to find out whether or not you can free yourself from this presumed civilly mortuus kind of thing, right? Each one of those paths, okay, you have to tell me or somebody in the group that's familiar with it what you want to do, okay? I stopped focusing on a lot of that talk because it was like a dead end. All right. If you're going to come into the space and you're looking for solutions, we figured it out. Okay. So there's private placements, there's bonds, there's securities, there's things that you can do if you follow the blueprint that can get you funding. That's not the only way to get funding. Okay. I just want that to be clear, guys. All right. That's why we put the grant writing. Okay. You can get funds numerous ways. Okay. People just want you to think that the credit score is the only way and that's it. Right. So there's many ways to go about this. All right. So those of you that are confused, you don't have to be confused. All right. You need to ask yourself, what am I here for? What do I want to do? All right. Most of the folks are looking to supplement their income. They're going to work, 40 plus hours a week, and they're caught up into that. All right. We want to help you get out of that as well. So choose what you want to do. Once you answer that question of this is what I want to do, okay, then it's easier to help you. If you come here and you're all over the place and you're scatterbrained, it doesn't help your journey at all. All right. Choose which lane that you're going to move in, and we got you. All right. But we cannot make the decision for you. We cannot throw a bunch of stuff at you and then you're confused because you're asking for this executive office. And as soon as we send you this stuff, then it's overwhelming. All right. So focusing on what your journey is going to be, like where do you want to go, is important. All right. Accessing the website, guys, is just a piece of this space. All right. This platform has been put together over 4 years. We've purchased everybody's content, everybody that was out there selling something. We were just a group of people looking to find the true way. Okay. And we had to purchase all of this stuff to learn that this person's perspective, it all boils down to procedure. Okay. What is the procedure? What am I to do to speak with this department or this agency? Do they recognize this position? Do they understand where I'm coming from? Okay. If you don't know these things, then it's time for you to start investigating these things before you start wasting money, sending out registered mail and bothering, people in positions that don't know what the heck you're talking about. All right. So we have the Telegram group, we have the platform, we have consultations. There's a number of ways that we've been able to tap in to that heaven on earth. All right. So this conversation here is basically for the individuals that are coming into this space to become consultants and use the platform to develop something of themselves. Okay, something for themselves and their family. You can still utilize the platform for that. When we get to talking about debt and status and all that stuff, status comes along with it. It happens as you develop this, right? We're not going to let you put yourself in a position and then still be risking, you know, pirates. Okay. So when you come to the website, a lot of you know that we use Mozilla Firefox. You must download Mozilla Firefox and you must install the extension of MetaMask. Right up here in the top right, you'll see a little box once it's installed correctly. All right. So you go over here, hit the little three lines on Mozilla. You're going to come down here where it says extensions and themes. All right. I've done this before and I'm going to do it again because it's right here for you guys. So this will be the latest video that I share, and I'm just recapping on some things that we already know. You're going to search up in here for MetaMask. You'll see it, all right? And it'll say install. You're going to use this one right here, Crypto Wallet. As you can see, it's already installed up here on the top right. You'll see that, okay? So once you do that, the sister already created a wonderful video. What you're going to do is hit this receive button, pardon me. Hit the receive button, scroll down. You're going to see Polygon. Copy that address and send it to me. That way I can send the NFT that this whole platform, as you can see here, is token gated, all right? Token gate pass. If you don't pass the token gate, then the features in the website will not work 100% for you, all right? Now, let's get into it. So once you have access, I'll send you over a password. You'll have the token gate passed and you'll be able to, work the website. You at this point are like, okay, what am I doing here? Where am I going to start? Again, where is your journey? Where do you want to go? What are you doing? Are you here to make money? Are you here to develop your own skill? Are you here to, work on a product or something, right? If you already have an LLC, if you already have something that's there, okay, there's elements that we talk about all the time that you need. These are the ingredients. You need a name for the business. You need seals for the business. You need a barcode system. You need an EIN number if you're working with public and banking, right? So for reporting purposes, you need these things, right? Then there comes copyrights and trademarks, etc. If you don't have those in place, just knock those out. It doesn't take long to do. I'm talking about a day. It could take you one day to get a lot of this stuff done. A lot of folks just, they get caught up in the other things. You're talking about trust. You're talking about estates. You're talking about bills of exchange. You're all over the place. You're scatterbrained. All right. What do you want to do? From a consultant perspective, if I have access to this website, and I'm just going off of what Truth is saying, what Charles is saying, right? I'm just going off of what bro's saying, and this is what now I have access to this website. Well, you have the ability to host a meeting on this website to share your screen with whoever you're discussing it with. People want to see. They want to see what's going on. How does this work? Just talking to folks really doesn't do a lot because most of us we've been duped so many times in our life that it's hard to trust people. Right. So people like to see that. And I completely understand it. I understand it. I get it. Right. So when you come to this page, you have a world of things you can do here. All right. I'm currently at the point where I'm burnt out. Okay. I put my foot into this and I've been doing this strictly for a community that said that they had our backs, not just my back. They said our backs, right? No one on the internet, no one. And for people to just take this for advantage, I don't care what you're sitting on, right? I don't care what you're sitting on. You came into a space, you seen the vision, you agreed to be a part of the vision, and I don't ask for much. I can be charging astronomical numbers to the next people. I can erase and delete all accounts inside this group and start over, and it would work. All right. I have faith in the people that have faith in me. So I don't want to sever that tie. I don't want to burn any bridges. I really want to see us all win. All right. But you have to take this serious because I take it serious every day, 12 hours, 13 hours a day. I don't go to sleep till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes. and I'm a father. So I'm burnt out. All right. So at this point, I've implemented AI agents into this. Okay. So I want you guys to see how many. Right now, I got 64 active agents, right? 64 because there's so much information. There's so many the different subject matters in this space. So I need to have these AI agents to be able to, work with everybody, right? Whatever your subject matter is. So you have the same ability, okay? From your dashboard, you create an AI agent, right? This is our AI agency platform, all right? So you create your AI agent. You can assign this AI agent to a consumer, to a customer, a client, or to your own website, to your Telegram, all right? So you have the ability to create these agents. These agents are valuable. You are educating somebody. You're building a robot, basically with no arms and no legs. You're putting together a robot. All right. This whole platform is just for the administrator. That's what we wanted to do, is make everything easy. All right. So what I've done is I've managed to put together the things that I've discussed over the couple years. What my vision was. My vision was to be able to, when an individual comes to the program, right? Most of them are talking trust. Most of them are talking about generational wealth. So I'm focusing on the generational wealth before we talk about the trust. All right. Let's talk about where the revenue's coming from, what the assets are, and how we're going to stack this. All right. We have entity mapping. All right. The entity mapper allows me to give you a visual of what we're working on. All right. So if you're working on trust, intellectual property, holding companies, there's so many ways to structure things. Don't let nobody on the internet tell you that one way is the only way. All right. They all will sit out there and claim that their way is the only way and there's no other way. I can't say that. Okay. I can't agree with that. All right. So let's go back. We can talk trust when we're ready. When you're ready, we can talk trust. Right. So we have the ability to put together not some template, not some trust that you download, none of that stuff. We actually can put together the trust for you the correct way that's presentable for legal review or for you to go ahead and get it notarized. That's your choice. Okay. But we do not say don't get a second opinion. Okay. So everything from your meetings to your minutes, the resolutions, you can do all this for your client. Put their certificates together, start organizing their trust, right? I've heard people say that there's no such thing as an ecclesiastical trust. I beg to differ. If anybody knows that, what ecclesiastical means, what divine means, what spiritual means, what a family Bible is. A family Bible is nothing more than a trust. Okay. So for people to say that the ecclesiastical trust doesn't exist, it's because people that talk ecclesiastical trust misuse the trust. They try to use the trust to evade, taxes, and they're doing things from the trust. That's not the way it goes. All right. This is to protect the spiritual gifts from God. This is a divine roadmap for your heirs. All right. We don't have to get into that right now, but I'm just letting you guys know. Go look up what the word testament means. Go look up family Bible, and you'll see that there is a spiritual side to this, that people walk away. They turn their back on God and they jump right into the statutory stuff. Statutory is it's regulated, okay, by their rules. The God's given right, the gifts from God are governed by God. All right. So we're not getting into that, but you can actually do all of these things from this page. We have a smart trust page that when you develop the trust, we get these client IDs, we get the trust ID, and we get a workspace ID. With these, now you're able to work with your client. All right. So you could go Google and see how much it costs to develop a trust. It's a nice sizable amount of money. Okay. That's just a trust. All right. As you can see up here at the top, ecclesiastical trust. It's not to evade the law. It's not to do anything other than you can't touch me. I'm God. It's not like that, folks. All right. It's just a spiritual expression. All right. That's mainly what it's there for. It can hold assets, and them assets can be, however you write up the declaration, which we can work with you. But I'm showing you what's all involved in this website. So this is the trust side. All right. Um, let's go back to the dashboard. Now, when I said that I was going to create something to where folks would come to this platform, I just realized I kind of swayed off. But listen, when folks come into this space, I said that I wanted to be able to create their entity, allow them to take that entity and put it into a 3D world situation. Okay. And that's what we've done. All right. So when you create this LLC, you know that children play Roblox, they play Sandbox, My Neighbor Sally. There's all these different platforms out there, and it's pretty, for the fun of it kind of thing. Well, we've turned it into real estate. Those of you that don't know what real estate tokenization is, we've tapped into that. Okay, so we could talk about that stuff. Again, there's a lot of stuff that's involved in this platform, but I just want to summarize everything to make it easier on the ears for folks. So as you can see, I've put together exactly what I said I was going to do. Now, I'm still building my city, and everybody has the ability to build their city, but this is the working model. All right. So this is an actual LLC. Inside the LLC is actual agents. Okay. Your visitor or whoever you're dealing with can actually, enter the building, interact with things inside the building. You can have your own AI agent that works the counter. Okay, so we have Ivana. Ivana, she works the counter. Ivana will not let you speak to the executive department unless your competency of the program is shown. Right. So Ivana will ask you a bunch of questions. Welcome to the Truth Hurts LLC. I'm Ivana, head receptionist. Before I grant you access to the executive floor, I'll need to verify your knowledge of our company. Let's begin. What's the name of our company? Right? It's on the building. Okay. And there's a few questions that go into this before you can get to the executive floor. The executive floor is where a lot of the information that we discuss is at. That agent right there knows the ins and outs of this platform. So if you're that type of learner and you need this kind of experience, you need this kind of presentation, it's there for you. Okay. You have the same ability to do the same thing. All right. From having the AI on your website, on your landing page, to having it inside the website. It's so many things you can do. Like I said, there's over 100 AI agents in this platform. Okay. From trust, estates, wills, website development. It's all there. Okay. Let's go back. Now, again, I said you can have meetings. We have our own community. The Starfleet. Starfleet is just like Article, guys. Article allows you to create a business on chain, turn your crypto wallet into an actual LLC. All right. Now, in the consulting side, and even in your own, you can see how this can be used for your benefit as well as you creating an income. People want to set a legacy, a dynasty. They want to be remembered. They want to leave something for future generations. That's what we do. We help structure family offices, enterprises, legacies, dynasties. That's when you have all these elements inside this. Now you have the ability to pass these things on by way of digital assets, NFTs. So the websites are NFTs, the worlds are NFTs, the elements and the objects inside the worlds are NFTs. These are all assets. All right. I have over 1 billion in assets as of today, and it just keeps growing and growing. Right. Because I've filled that void of supply and demand. All right. Now, the back end of this, I'm talking about the administrative stuff that goes on in your filing cabinet that has something to do with you, the spirit. That takes some time. And I don't mean months and years. I'm talking about it takes some time for you to go get them notarized, filed, that's a whole nother process. So what I'm talking about is the public facing part right now. All right. The private side, or that personal stuff, I got you. Okay. We have it. There's nothing that you need to incorporate in this system other than listening and following instructions. All right. So you can create seals for your client. You can build a website for your clients and yourself. Okay. Create QR codes. I've been through this before. I'm going to do it again. All right. These QR codes go on administrative documents. All right. We make sure that our clients understand what the QR code is for. We make sure our clients and ourselves realize that you must give notice. You must tell everybody what are the ingredients of this instrument. What is your intent? All right. We show you how to do these things. You don't have to worry about nobody, letting you sink in nothing but knowledge. We got you. All right. But these are the things that you have available. Right. Copyright steps. We went over the entity mapping, trademark preparation, and this is our baby here. All right. Every client that I've been dealing with, most of them are into, how can I make more money? All right. So if you know who you are, if you know that you have the power to create, you have the power to control, right? You have the power to lay out the rules, then we can help you get to this point. How can you add an extra $1 million in revenue without any prior industry or expertise? Okay. We set out a blueprint for you folks. All right. This whole system is set to get you right. Everybody else is like, oh, this program, this consultation, this Zoom class, they're not helping you, right? There's no solution, all right? So it's pretty much data entry, all right? What industry are you working on? Are you working on consulting, dental, mental health, pharmacy, health tech, legal law, accounting? What is your client? What is their profession? Because now they want to make an extra $1 million in revenue. It's not hard because people are out there with their hard-earned dollar looking for a service, right? So we go through a questionnaire. Advertising methods. How do they advertise? Do they have any social media presence? So you're gonna go through this whole questionnaire, even for yourself, folks, right? What platforms are you using? Your weakest funnel stage. Let's say building interest. Biggest bottleneck right now, I'd say conversion. Visitors don't buy, right? Not in my sense, but some people. Additional context. You would type in whatever context it is. Need to generate a better social media presence. Oops, excuse my spelling, guys. All right, so now the revenue equation engine. All right. How much monthly traffic does that individual have? Now, this engine is based off of the numbers that are what most consulting agencies are making, right? Their modeled revenue would be 600,000, right? So if you're only getting 100 folks a month at 5,000, you're at 7,500, but you're still not making what most consulting agents are. You're falling beneath $7 million that you could be making. So we want to fix that, right? So gap to consulting standard. Your modeled revenue is $7,500 a month. The consulting benchmark is $600,000 a month. Closing this gap could add $7 million extra a year. Use the AI revenue operating system below to build a data-backed roadmap. Start where you are. The tools work even when you're far from industry norms. Okay. So the research analyst, what is the industry? We're saying consulting. Okay. Run the research. This will break down a whole plan for you. Okay. This is data that you want. And we're going to take that data and we're going to throw it over into the trends library. All right. So let's go consulting and startup businesses. Now, what it's done is it's scrubbed the internet for content. most views, most comments, different platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. All these things are right tied in there. So now what you want to be able to do is help your client or yourself with their social media presence. All right. It pumps out the prompts that you need to take over to Sora, to ChatGPT, to Canvas, to HenGen, to whatever platform you use to generate media. These are the prompts that's going to help you get a better post, okay? Something relative to the research that it just did that shows that this video got 100 million views, this video got 10 million views, et cetera, et cetera. So you're going to follow that blueprint. You with your client, this is what you're doing. You're showing your client a blueprint, all right? And as long as they stay up on it, you got it, right? So right here is the last part. As you can see, it gathered all these things up. We're going to generate the campaign. This is your campaign. Follow the blueprint, right? Compile media brief. Copy the clip for it. Same thing, guys. You take that output, copy it into your DALL-E, your ChatGPT, etc. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. All right. Now, this is the full analysis of what they're doing here. Okay. So you run that full analysis, and then here we go. You get your video, your images, and copy, and then you plug in your APIs, and it will post to your clients' social media accounts. And you do that regularly, right? You help them, you yourself, you help them, you post these things regularly. Now you have that social media presence growing and growing and growing. That is your roadmap to $1 million, okay? That is the roadmap to $1 million, all right? Even if you make an extra $100,000 a year, I don't think anybody will be complaining about that, and it's automated, right? We show you how to plug in your AI agents. You can sit back and the money will roll in. I don't care what your service or product is, folks. We all need help. And with technology, we can plug in these AI agents. All right. So we'll help you develop your AI agencies, your MPCs, your 3D world. We will show you how to do these things and just sit back and let the money come in. Handle the reporting, right? Handle the reporting. Do what you're supposed to do. All right. Let's go back. Our accounting section. So you or your client, all right, you would import the documents. It's going to extract all the numbers, the expenses, the income, all of that stuff's going to be extracted, and it's going to be ready for reporting. All right. So we go over the reporting section. Whatever the entity ID, it could be one. You don't have to put your EIN number in there. All right. You can just use it as a internal identification number. What are you uploading? Is it a receipt, an invoice, a certificate, a coupon, financial statement, bank statement, transfer confirmation, etc. All right. Classification. Is it income, expense, capital asset, liability, equity, supporting documents? I put this platform together as if a CPA was there. Okay. I wanted to make this so easy that when we do pass these on for legal review, that they're looking at us like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. All right. Some of you that's still here and still paying attention, guys. All right. This platform is none like there's none. All right. And I'm happy to say that we did it. Okay. We made it to the big leagues. All we need is the community to back the platform. All right. We need to get past this hump of virability. I was telling my crew, like, this is what I'm going to do. You know, TikTok's all well and good, but there's many ways. Radio ads, flyers, posters, you know, take it to the streets kind of advertising. So that's what we're about to go with this on this. We don't want to be relying on Facebook ads or anything else because it's still something in control of it, right? So we got to take it to the streets ourselves, and that there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So I wanted to summarize this. I wanted to break this down and show you guys the updates. It's absolutely amazing. I'm actually proud of myself. But for now on, those of you that have my phone number, you know, I'm changing my number, and folks are going to have to deal with this AI agency and kind of filter out, because a lot of folks just come to me. They want to drain me of information. They want to, you know, see what they can learn from me and go on about their business. I'm cutting the water off. That's done. If you do need any assistance, the website is open. Okay, so you guys can get all the knowledge you want, legally sound information. You ain't got to worry about. You can always cross-reference it. The things are going to be cited, sourced. It's going to provide the information that you need, so you have something to back up what you're saying and what you're doing. All right. So welcome to the world of technology, and where technology meets status, capacity. All right. We'll show you how to do these things, and where your agent can answer the phone, mail out instruments, can do all kinds of things. APIs are 100% one of the best pieces to the puzzle. And I'm just very happy to show you guys. As you can see, each one of these buildings has their own roster, okay? Their own corporate directory. You can do the same thing, all right? Nothing's stopping you. I didn't do this for me to take over. I did this as a working model of what you can do. So my duty is to help everybody generate wealth, all right? Let me do that. Let me show you. I'm not asking for a lot to join this program. I think anybody with some common sense knows that this is valuable, very valuable. So let's work together. Let's push this out to the people. Let's help people find their way. All right. And let's be the guru slayers. Okay. Because a lot of the stuff out here people are teaching, they're just chasing their tail. They're not showing them how to make money. Of course, they don't want to show you how to make money because they want you to give them money, to make them money. All right. So let's shake that off and let's all make it to the top. We can all be sitting on the yacht having a wonderful time. That's what I look forward to with my community. So peace and love to you all. I wish the best to you, you know, even the haters. I wish the best for you guys. All right. But it's time to get out of that situation, guys, and move forward. Start progressing this year. Don't be in the same position you were in last year. All right. Peace and love. I look forward to talking to everybody. I tried my best to make this as quick as possible and summarize it. And there's still so much more involved in this. NFTs, crypto, so much, guys. All right. So I'll get with you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.